anything Azamara there. So without further ado, over to you, Peter.
Thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. So it's really nice to spend this afternoon with you. 15 minutes we've got together, so I'm going to try and do that as efficiently as I can. But it is my pleasure to introduce you to a world of small ship, destination immersive cruising. And that is what is at the heart and the core of everything that we do at Azamara Cruises, because what we want to do is allow you to be able to connect to both the people and the places of the countries that we visit. So with every presentation that I do, I really like to kind of showcase a little video at the start, just to be able to kind of set the scene in terms of who we are, where we go, and what we do.
Imagine arriving closer, feeling closer, discovering more. On a journey where every destination feels just within reach. Where every shared table sparks connection, and every gathering tells its own story. Find calm amidst new adventures, and comfort in familiar faces that make you feel at home wherever you go. In every flavor, in every sound, the essence of a place comes alive. With more late nights and overnights than any other cruise line, you'll see destinations when they're most alive. Unhurried, authentic, yours to explore. Because when travel feels personal, every horizon feels closer. Welcome to Azamara, where you're always a little closer to the world.
So at Azamara, we like to say that we help you, our guest, create a deeper journey and a greater story. And that's because the places that we go to enable you to do that. Being a small ship means that we go to a lot more of the unique ports of call around the world, where some of the big boys generally can't get into. And I think the biggest question that I get asked whenever I do one of these events is, why Azamara Cruises? What makes you very different to other cruise lines that you have the ability to be able to book with the incredible team here at Prestbury Travel? So I'm hoping what I'm about to take you through will kind of help showcase that a little bit more for you. So I mentioned we are smaller ship, just 700 guests. That's all we have on our little boutique hotels at sea. And we say that we are a premium luxury cruise line. We sit in a bit of a unique space of our own. We offer immersive itineraries and cultural experiences within your cruise holiday with us at Azamara. We're covering over 370 different ports of call around the world, with over 850 late night stays around the globe of the itineraries that we are offering, with over 380 overnight stays in port. Now I'm going to pause there for a minute, because they're great statistical numbers, but what does that mean for you? That means that, for example, in Santorini, doing a late night departure at midnight, you can choose to see that famous sunset over the Blue Dome roofs in Oya on land, or from our sunset bar, because we stay there till midnight. The overnights give you that opportunity to see the true nature of a destination. I love using Seville as an example, because being small ship means that we can sail right up the river, waving everybody docked at Cadiz, because the bigger ships can't go up the river. We dock in the heart, and we'll stay there for 24 to 48 hours, because we can sail up the river, dock in the heart of the city, and then turn around and come back out again. And then, of course, these intensive cruises mean that we normally start in one port and then finish in another, because we want you to see the most of the countries that we actually go to. If anybody has a spare 188 nights in 2027, you can join our world cruise, which is incredible, and that will cover, of course, all 7 continents of the globe. But of course, we do some grand voyages in there as well, which are those sectors broken down a little bit. As I said, we cover all 7 continents of the globe, and the best way to think of Azamara is that we like to follow the sun. Hands up if you like following the sun. Yes. Warmer climates. So, 3 ships in Europe during the summer season, 1 up here in Alaska. Interestingly, the first time we've been back to Alaska since 2018, so we're there this summer, and we're there again in 2027. Of course, Caribbean, Asia, Australasia. We've just recently finished our South Africa itinerary, including Mauritius and the Seychelles, all in one voyage. So we do have a longer season in Asia, which is great for us, some real great Japan itineraries. And Asia actually is trending for us at the moment. It's in our top sort of 10 sailings each week, which is really good to see. So I mentioned we have 4 beautiful small ships. I call these my babies. My wife tells me off every time. She says, Pete, you've only got 2 kids, not 4. So 4 beautiful ships. We've got Journey, Quest, Pursuit, and Onward. Onward was the last ship to join the fleet, and all have been refurbished within the last 2 to 3 years. Now, you may have heard on the news or seen it on social media, but we are actually having an $80 million investment into the brand, which is going to add new suites and new cabin configurations and public spaces on the ships over the next 2 years. So really exciting journey for us as we grow at Azamara. It's important to point out actually that we're on a 2-to-1 guest ratio, which means that we have no lines, no queues, no crowds, a really relaxed kind of environment. So for every 2 guests, we have 1 crew member to make sure that you are taken care of. And with Azamara, we are more inclusive. So a variety of dining venues included, a standard complimentary 24-hour room service. You also have a stocked minibar in your stateroom as well. We also include beers, wines, spirits, soft drinks, our As Amazing evenings, which I'm going to talk about separately in a moment, but also unlimited self-serve laundry and our tips and gratuities. So that means you don't have to worry about spending any money on tipping any of our crew because it's already in with the cruise fare. And I love the always expected bit with us. I mentioned no lines and no queues, that warm attentive service. Our crew are incredible from a memory perspective, and after a couple of days knowing your favourite drink and even getting to know your name, because of course 700 guests, it means you've got that more personal kind of feel with us. And the total value of over $4,500 per cabin of inclusions when you add all these bits together. So no sort of surprises when you come on board. And I think that's what's great, because sometimes when you'll see a price of an Azamara cruise, you might question whether that's a bit expensive, but it's comparing what you're paying to get on our ships versus what sometimes you might end up paying by the time you get off of another competitor or even a land-based holiday when you check out of a hotel. It's always good to kind of bear that in mind. So let's look at our staterooms. Insides right the way up to suites, 24-hour complimentary room service. We still do a turn-down service in our staterooms. Little chocolate on the pillow there. We also have, of course, the use of umbrellas. So if the weather's not great, like it has been the last 2 days, don't worry, got one in your cabin, you can take it out so you can still go off exploring on shore. And of course the daily planner. We don't have apps at Azamara on our ships. So your check-in process is all you do is give Prestbury Travel your passport details. Next thing is you join our ship, your glass of champagne, and then of course giving your credit card over for any additional extras when you board. So there's none of this app, and we're quite simple at Azamara, just making it a bit more of a seamless experience for you. Anyone a foodie here? Oh yes. Gotta love the food. So on Azamara we have really kind of changed up our dining experience. We've always been very complimented on our food on our ships. What I really like about Discoveries, which is our main bar and restaurant, is that we don't have a reservation system, so you can turn up for a table of 2, 4, 6, 8, sometimes 12 by the time you finish a cruise if you make friends. And the great thing is there's no queues here. We've got a bar right next to that, so if you want a specific waiter and you want to wait for that section, you can grab a drink until you're seated there. But generally, turning up at a time that suits you. And I want you to think of the menu being broken into 3 sections. So the first part of the menu, when I talk about us being a destination immersive cruise line, I'll talk about Asia again. The first part of the menu will be a real nice gentle nod to Asia. So the starters, the mains, desserts, giving you that option to try some of the authentic local cuisine. The middle part is a more traditional Michelin star restaurant menu. And then the third part is what we call our signature favourites. That's our always on, and you can always choose your main starters and desserts. You'll know that's there. And you can mix across that whole menu, but it keeps it varied and gives you that choice. And then these venues are also included as well. So you've got the Windows Cafe, which is our buffet restaurant. Serves breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even late night slice of pizza in the late evening as well. We'll theme this up a little bit, so sometimes we might do a Indian themed evening, so you might find that restaurant is decorated slightly differently, and we've got a different choice of buffet foods on offer. I definitely needed one of those after my 4-hour drive up last night. Coffee? Anyone love a coffee? Oh yes. This is my spot at 11 o'clock in the morning. You can get a great latte there, signature coffees, and if you're there in the evening and you want to shot something different in there, no worries, we'll take care of that for you. But you get nice little light bites in there, so you'll get pastries, you'll get little sandwiches as you go throughout the day. So again, really another nice complimentary venue as well. The patio and Swirl and Top, all day ice cream you can get from Swirl and Top, but a really nice lunch here. We've got paninis, hot dogs, burgers, fries, salads, all served here during the day. If you're into a good book with a cocktail and you decide you don't want to sit table service at the patio, pop over, place your order, and we'll deliver it to you poolside by your sunbed. But I want you to go on a journey with me now. We're not here with the weather as it is out there. You are leaving St. Lucia. Stay with me. You've got the sun setting behind you, you've got that beautiful Caribbean breeze, and you are about to sit down and dine al fresco here at Patio, because that venue becomes an evening alternative to our main Discoveries restaurant. So again, another complimentary dining venue with a slightly changed up menu as well. Okay, as amazing evenings. So this is something that we've been very, very known for, and is a unique selling point for us, to you, our guests at Azamara, to really help connect you to both the places and the people and the culture of the countries that we visit. So on a 7-night sailing or more, we will invite all 700 of our guests off of the ship for a culturally immersive experience, or we will bring that culture onto the ship for you. So you can see here Bangkok in Thailand, you can see Copper in Slovenia there, and New Zealand. They are just a couple of images of some of the different things that we've done locally in those regions. I love to share the story of Dubrovnik because it's one of my favourite ones. So we hired out part of the old city square within the old city wall in Dubrovnik, and we took all 700 of our guests off into this area. They had a private champagne and cocktail reception with the mayor of Dubrovnik, our senior crew, and then everybody took their seats and had a private performance by the Operatic Society of Croatia, all included in the cruise fare. Gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it. New Zealand is incredible because we actually went to a local heritage site where Aborigines actually live, and our guests were taken off at different times to go and experience a full Oaxaca dance and dine with local delicacies in that particular vicinity. So we really do try and connect you and bring that to life. And I've got a very short video to kind of showcase very quickly different parts around the world of some of the venues that we've been to.
At Azamara Cruises, every journey is designed to connect you more deeply with the heart of each destination. That's why we created As Amazing Evenings. One-of-a-kind cultural experiences designed exclusively for our guests. In the soft glow of sunset or beneath a canopy of stars, these moments reveal the soul of each destination. An orchestra performing in a candlelit cave. Dancers breathing life into century-old traditions. A community opening its doors to share stories, flavors, and song. In 2026, 35 new As Amazing Evenings debut across the globe, from the glaciers of Alaska to the temples of Japan. As Amazing Evenings, illuminated by music, art, and tradition, become lasting memories brought to life only by Azamara Cruises.
That's just a real snapshot of some of the things that we do that really bring that to life. And then finally, there are just a couple of other little surprise and delights that we do. So on our France intensive voyage in Bordeaux, we actually brought on a local winery for our guests to be able to sample all the different wines of the Bordeaux region, alongside a cheese market. So that was brought onto the ship, and our guests had that complimentary to taste some of those incredible flavours. In the Caribbean, on my sailing last March, I come back from Dominica. I've been on the beach, and I said, right, I'm going to go and grab a beer from the pool bar. So I went up to the pool deck, opened the doors, and out on the stage by the pool, there was a full steel band with Caribbean dancers, and to the left we had a Caribbean street food market with all the local spices, all the local flavours, brought onto the ship for our guests to be able to sample. And that's just another thing alongside the As Amazing Evenings that we do at Azamara. One final thing to tell you about White Night. On our ships, we don't have any formal dress code. We're actually quite relaxed at Azamara. So, gents, chinos and a shirt for dinner, ladies, jumpsuit, dress, whatever you feel comfortable in. But one night, we do have a White Night on board, and that is where all of our guests come together. We have a full banquet by the poolside with live entertainment, and then it becomes into a bit of a pool party in the evening there as well. And what's fabulous about this is you actually get to meet all of your fellow guests that you've been sailing with. Our crew come out from each nationality holding their own flag of the country that they come from, celebrating diversity and inclusion amongst our crew. So that's pretty much it from me. A very, very short and sweet kind of introduction into who we are and what we do. At the moment, depending on what cabin category you book, we do have up to $1,000 onboard credit. Obviously that's if you are on the top end category, the 1,000 with the suites. And alongside that, Prestbury Travel are giving an additional onboard credit if you book with them as well. So it's been a pleasure to talk to you today.